What's up, YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 with a response to King of Lightning on his video of One Piece versus Naruto time skip comparison. And I'm going to give my thoughts probably on Naruto first and then One Piece on how I think the time skips were when, whatnot. Anyway, with Naruto's time skip, I know how he gives the comparison of in this video I probably am gonna sound a little bit like a Naruto fanboy in some ways. If you look at my previous videos or whatnot, about if I talk about One Piece and Naruto and whatnot, which I'm gonna be honest, from the start of this video, I do like Naruto more than One Piece. But one thing I do have to say is that you say that Naruto does not have that he trained with Jiraiya and he did not have as much growth as Luffy did. And Luffy did have a ton of growth. But wouldn't you say that in some ways Luffy is OP? Meaning overpowered? And the reason why I say that he would be overpowered is because he's knocking away Krakens, he's defeating pacifists like there's nothing. His whole crew, they've grown to be pretty strong, which you expect in the Naruto universe. The same thing has happened. They've grown pretty strong. You're saying, oh, Naruto has actually gotten worse. I would have to highly disagree with that. I would say that Naruto, if you ever saw when he fought Kakashi, him and Sakura, to show off their abilities, he actually, improved. I think he improved on his shadow clone technique. Kakashi didn't even see that he had already had a shadow clone behind him with a knife in the beginning of their fight. And, I'm like, if you've noticed, he hasn't had to make as many clones in Shippuden, which means he's improved on other skills, such as his taijutsu, just combat skills, all over. So I think Jiraiya helped him improve a lot of basic abilities that he did not have before the time skip. So I would have to say that Naruto did grow. And another thing, now this is something that, a lot of people don't really think about because it doesn't come off often in the series, but Naruto has a jutsu, which I can't wait to see. He's probably going to show it sometime soon. I don't know if you ever noticed when they just refer to it as that jutsu, that Jiraiya has talked about it, and I think his name is Jiratoro or something like that, one of the frogs. They, said Naruto needs to complete that jutsu. Jiraiya told him in the beginning of the time skip, before he went on a mission, people think he's talking about the Nine-Tailed Fox, but he actually said, make sure you don't use that jutsu, I believe, something like that. Like, when he went on the mission, and Naruto said, I know. And, I'm like, when they went on the mission with, what's his name? So, I think it was to go with, to rescue Gar. He made sure he didn't use that jutsu or whatnot. Anyway, he wanted to learn to control the Nine-Tailed Fox specifically for that jutsu because it was a jutsu that the 4th Hokage and, Jiraiya and Naruto have all worked on, but it's never been completed. So, and this is something that he's, actually, been trying to develop from before the time skip, and obviously it's probably going to be like his strongest move. So, I'm like, and it's also been mentioned again when Naruto, went to the, what's it called, Mount Mayaboku or whatever, to learn how to control the Nine-Tailed Fox when they made the deal with him so he can get the frog that can control the seal and whatnot, and they even told him this is your ticket to completing that jutsu. And once he goes to the Nine-Tailed Fox training, so he's probably actually been able to complete it now. I don't know. I mean, he probably just needed the Nine-Tailed Fox's chakra. He probably actually knew how to do it. That's my guess if I'm making any sense here. But in One Piece, I mean, to be honest, I kind of don't like how it came to the time skip in some ways, but it's pretty. The time skip so far is decent. It's not the worst. I'm like, it's not like Bleach is. I love Bleach, but the time skip did not go in well. I mean, the Fullbringer arc was just terrible at first. Now it's getting a lot better, but where is I going with this? I mean, yeah, as far as One Piece goes, I mean, Luffy has already learned all 3 Hakis, and we already know he's probably, learned his Devil Fruit to its fullest. Now, we haven't seen him go on an all-out fight, but one thing I have to say is, when are we really going to see Luffy display any new moves after he's already shown everything he's got? I mean, unless there's like a brand new Haki that's never been mentioned that, he can develop, what else is there for Luffy to learn? What else is there for Luffy to do? I mean, when you make your character so OP, you don't give them anything left. If Naruto would have just... okay, now this is just something that I kind of feel like, if Naruto would have came into the time skip, with him knowing everything in the book, he would have knew how to control the Nine-Tailed Fox's chakra. Sage mode, all that kind of stuff. Just knew everything up out of the roof. And had all these different Rasengans developed. Well, she did have a new Rasengan developed, but it wasn't like the Rasen Shuriken or anything. I know, I know it would have received the most hate saying that he is OP. I know it would have, because I'm like, that happens. I kind of feel like every time Naruto makes a move, I feel like Naruto receives a lot of hate as a series, and Bleach definitely does. You know, I mean, and you can't say that none of the other characters developed in the Naruto series, as far as strength wise, because Sakura went up out of the roof. She was completely useless before. You wonder, why is she here? Why is she on their team? But she became a lot stronger. Some people say, oh, she's still useless. I'm like, maybe, against the most powerful enemies, you're talking about like Madara, or you're talking about Kabuto, or, somebody who, like Sasuke or something. But as far as your average enemy, as far as, even a decently strong enemy like Sasori, she actually is pretty good. She can actually fight. She can defeat, simple enemies easily. She's like the next Tsunade, and people even talk about Tsunade, but she's actually got some strength. She's got healing abilities. So I would have to highly disagree that none of them learned anything, or not none of them learned anything, but there weren't a lot of them grow. Shikamaru grew. Ino did grow. I'm like, I know how you stated, Ino didn't really grow that much. She did. I mean, she can even use mind transfer jutsu in two bodies. She can use her healing jutsu. Choji grew. He grew a lot. He can use the I think it's called calorie control jutsu, where he can grow the wings without the pills. And he can turn around. He did, he was like, it's pretty sweet, what he did during the war. So I have to say that, as far as with Choji or, any other characters, I have to disagree that they did, grow, over the time skip. Shino hasn't really showed too much, but I'm pretty sure we'll see something. I mean, I doubt that we're not going to see anything, besides the time skip, but I didn't really care about him either. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see something. Kakashi grew. I mean, he counts as a major character. He even got a manga kill Sharingan. Now, Kishimoto isn't as good on character development as Oda is. I have to give that to Oda. Oda has the best character development out of the big three. But I think as far as, I'm going to say, plot and story progression, I think Naruto has it. As far as, I'm not trying to give a serious comparison right now. But as far as the time skip, I would have much rather preferred, instead of them going to Fishman Island and dealing with all the stuff with Jinbei and the fishmen, something that I don't really feel like is that important pertaining to the series. I would have liked for them, their first enemies, to have been who they lost to in the begin with. Maybe not against Kizaru or something, but why not fighting the newer pacifista models in Sentomaru? That would have been, to me, a better way to get it started. They beat the older ones, so why didn't they end up maybe traveling into the new world? And happen? I'm hoping that that's the next thing that's going to happen, because, to be honest, the Fishman arc is not anything to call home about to me. It's an average arc. It's just there to me. I've seen better arcs than One Piece. There's been way better arcs. The CP9 arc was way better than this. I'm like, that was a couple arcs back, but like Marineford, I don't know. It's just Marineford was just running, but that's in another video if you want to see that. But that's just kind of my opinion on the time skips. I'm kind of thinking that it's good that Naruto isn't OP. It's good that he didn't come back OP at the beginning. He was pretty strong. I don't think he became any weaker on his techniques. I think he actually became a lot better. He wasn't as clumsy with everything. Before, he was very clumsy. Now, he's on point. If he throws a kunai at someone, it's gonna hit its mark. It's not gonna go around, create a comical scene. So, you know, I don't know. That's just my opinion of, how I think the time skips were. I think Naruto had a smooth transition. Some people say, oh, he cares about the Sasuke, and that's how part two is. And to be honest, I kind of see it as a brotherly love thing, like, no homo, but, I kind of see it as like, that's like his brother. Would you not go all out to save your brother if you knew that they were having troubles, and it's almost like it's almost like, imagine Sasuke being on drugs and he's trying to get him to be clean. You get what I mean? It's kind of like that. You have to look at it that way. A lot of people don't look at it that way. That's how I kind of try to look at it. I mean, before he used to hate Sasuke, then they became like, real friends. So that's just my thoughts. Please respect him, I respect yours. Anyway, See you later.